Daniel. Hi, Drew. Sophia Soda
Hey
with the
there,
Nerds
how
of
are you?
Color. So good. And this movie was so good. Your performances were incredible. And I'm so grateful to get to talk to you both about it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Course. So, Drew, I actually want to start with you because I watched the season 4 finale of Outer Banks right before going to see Queer. And I just loved that, like,
Oh,
Drew double feature and
yeah.
getting to see your range as an actor because I was so excited to see you in this role. So, I'm curious, what do you hope this character and your performance shows viewers about your work and just you as an actor? Because I think you just shined. It was incredible to watch.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want anyone to uh, see me in any way in this film. I want people to be drawn to the story. I think that's the memory I hope people take away from it. I don't want them to remember a type of performance. I think just the story in general is what I want people to walk away with. But yeah.
Yeah,
Wow,
definitely.
watching both in the same day is
Yeah, you can imagine the wreck I was when I got
yeah, yeah, wow.
the roller coaster of emotions. And I
Yeah,
stayed up till 3 a.m. till it dropped. I just want that
incredible.
note. So
Oh,
Incredible.
wow.
I was ready.
Dedication,
Yeah,
that's
yes.
amazing.
Yeah. Yep. And Daniel, I know you did a lot of extensive research on William to prepare for the role, which I always love to hear about. But was there maybe a smaller detail that might have seemed insignificant at first, but ended up helping you unlock who he was as a person?
Hmm.
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know if there's anything specific, but I know that the research I did involved watching lots of footage of Burroughs, and I just was like, I can't, I'm very really bad at doing impressions, so I was just like, I'm not going to do that. But what was interesting to me is that he was very, he spoke in a very deep voice and was very serious and very, didn't. And I thought, what's he hiding? That always makes me think, what's going on behind? And then there's other little tiny bits of footage you can find of him much more relaxed at home, probably shooting guns, high, with friends. And that was the person I was keen to kind of key into, the lesser known part of him, and that hopefully is where the performance really kind of is coming from.
Yeah. And we get to really explore everything through the eyes of Williams. So I want to know, how did you both tie that into maybe how you approached your roles? Because I think it was really a great way to show the story. And obviously, I know the novel was unfinished. So it was really interesting to see how you guys did the ending and all that. But was that a thought or maybe something you realized after you saw the movie? Like, oh, certain scenes, it was really interesting to see the POV here.
I mean, I think that's Luca, really. I think that's Luca's vision, and Luca does such a good job of describing that to you and painting that picture before you even step into the world. There's so many, um, there's a lot of things you do where the way it's described or the experience of making it doesn't quite fit the end result, and this was it merged into one. Luca, you know, presented the world in a certain way, and we just had to step into that world, and yeah, it was laid out for us very nicely, I think.
That was a perfect answer. But Daniel, anything to add to it? I mean,
No, I
Drew
couldn't
killed
have. It
it,
was it was way
right?
too perfect. What can
Just
I say? He
exactly.
nailed it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both so much again for your time. Congratulations. I really can't wait for everyone else to see this. You're two of my favorite actors, and I think you just did an incredible job. It was so cool to
Oh,
see the two of you work together.
Oh,
very
thank you.
nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
And
Yeah,
you.
you
Bye bye.
too.
Bye.
Hi, Omar. Sophia Soda with the Nerds of Color, and thank you so much for talking with me today. The movie was absolutely incredible. I can't wait for everyone else to see it.
Oh man, thank you. That's so sweet to say.
Course. So I want to start by asking you what originally attracted you to the project when you either read the script or then maybe read the book right before shooting.
This, I mean, honestly, Luca was the thing that attracted me to the project, because I knew a little bit about William Burroughs, but not that much. But then I went to school for after, he told me he wanted me to be a part of the film. And yeah, I would say I mean I've been a fan of his work. He's such a genius, such a revered, prolific director, and it was an honor to be able to work with him.
Yeah, and I imagine there was a lot to learn on set, not only from Luca, but the other actors and just, from the story, everything overall. Is there something you feel like you walked away from the project with that you hadn't learned previously?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, I got to see Luca, he invited me over when he was mixing Challengers, so I got to see him in a room full of people and kind of leading and you know, using, like, really expressing his thoughts, and being very direct and like, you know, seeing how like easily he kind of navigates those spaces. And I definitely, you know, I have a leadership role when it comes to music, so I learned like a lot about, you know, the rhythm and the speed of your decisions and your intuition and trusting it and things like that.
The novel obviously remains unfinished, so I'm curious, what were your thoughts on the ending that was presented, like the ending that was used and how they wrapped up the story?
I thought it was, you know, it's a really, you know, it's sad, you know, because he's like alone on a bed and but you know there was still love that was, you know, experienced, and I think that's kind of the takeaway of, you know, there is pain and there is loneliness, but something did exist, and I think that that's what you take from it, you know, that something beautiful existed and you did experience it, all, even though it's not there anymore.
Yeah, I mean, going off of that, there's so many great themes, and I feel like you just hit one of them that resonated with me. Do you feel like there was one that maybe hit you a little harder that you weren't expecting to, or one that really resonated with you?
Yeah, when William Lee's character was reaching over to Eugene Allerton's character, and it's like a phantom hand, and it's just like, it just reminded me so much of like the yearning and that you experience, like, you know, at a young age, and like not being able to express the love and show the love, but like imagining it. Even like the hand like going across, it's in the trailer, like that whole thing like really hit me. I was like, whoa, you know, chills all over my body.
Yeah.
And I think it's like beautifully portrayed and done.
Yeah, and obviously everything's from William's point of view, which I thought was just really well done and really well shown. What were your thoughts on that, and how did you like the way it impacted how the film came out?
Well, he's, you know, William Burroughs was a very complicated person, very interesting guy, very interesting life, and I think that it showed the complexities of human nature so beautifully, and it was an incredible narrative on the queer experience and queer life, and you know, touches on loss and addiction and things like that, which are very, I think, important human tendencies, you know, to speak on and see and relate to.
And I feel like there's such excitement around this film. Like a lot of fans are so excited to go to the theaters and see it and just experience it. What is it like to see that fan support and see the hype around the movie?
The hype is cool, man. I always like the hype. I'm like, yeah, like get excited because it's incredible. It's a beautiful movie, and you know, I'm an artist first, so it's you know, it's just cool. I love when people I get excited about, you know, a lot of things. I'm excited about the film, just like a fan would be. It was weird to see myself up there on the screen because I was just watching it as like a fan. I felt like so it was cool to see how I lended myself to the character and how it turned out, and yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. It's really incredible. I can't wait for everyone else to see it.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Artists and professors, maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The hard knock life, comics, movies, and TV. Yeah, pop culture with a different perspective. Watch it on your screen, hit play, so check this.